A very good day we beat to Dr. Amirul. Today, our group will be presenting case study 3 with the name of Living by Numbers, Value Creation or Profit. So I will introduce my group mate. They are Intan Amira, Lim Junyaw, Noor Arafah, Noor Nadiah, and me, myself, Hin Pei Xian. So this case is talking about the Marine Corps Sdn Bhd, which has two subsidiaries and was a maritime solution provider for the Surya Group of companies. So, as the Chief Financial Officer of Marine Corp Sdn Bhd, Hafiz Hashim has the responsible in reporting company's financial performance. So, following are the problems faced by Hafiz Hashim, namely, first is the dilemma whether to use value-based management by measuring the company's value using economic earnings or using the profit, which is there are the conflict between Hafiz Hashim and also the Surya Group board, which requires to use VBN. Then second problem is regarding the amortization of dredging costs to improve the profit, which is recommended by the GM of Green Port Sdn Bhd. Next is on the refusal of proposing dividend to shareholders, which is requested by the Sungai Emas Port General Manager for Hashim to stop proposing dividend to shareholders. Then Hafiz Hashim is also required to construct recommendations to improve company's performance. So we'll proceed with the first question, which is to determine the economic earnings of Marine Corp Sdn Bhd and two of its subsidiaries. Firstly, the economic earnings is calculated by net operating profit after tax, then minus with weighted average cost of capital times with invested capital. So following is the result of our calculation. So we can see that Marine Corp Sdn Bhd has the highest economic earnings, following by Sungai Emas Port, and the last one is Green Port Sdn Bhd. So from that, we can know that value is created in both Marine Corp and Sungai Emas Port Sdn Bhd. Meanwhile, the negative economic earnings in Green Port Sdn Bhd shows that the value is destroyed and the amount of profit earned does not exceed the investors' expected returns. So next we'll proceed with the second question, which is to rank the companies in terms of their financial performance. To answer these questions, our group has used the following financial information to rank the companies. So according to this table, we can see that actually the most profitable and the most well-performance company is Marine Corp Sdn Bhd, following by Sungai Emas Port Sdn Bhd, and then the last one is Green Port Sdn Bhd. Even though Marine Corp earn less net profit after tax as compared to Green Port, however, it shows better performance in the ROA, ROE, and also the current ratio and the total debt ratio. This means that Marine Corp is able to make use of its equity and asset and make profit from those equity and assets, and also its ability to pay back the debt is higher than the other two companies. However, Green Port is actually performing the worst among these three companies, whereby we can see from the ROE and ROA, it shows less than 1 and also even less than 0.5, which means that it does not have the ability to convert the equity and assets to earn more profit. So from this, we can rank the companies according to First, Marine Corps Sdn Bhd, second, Sungai Emas Port Sdn Bhd, and then last is the Green Port Sdn Bhd. Next will be question 3 and will be presented by my colleague.
Thank you, Peixian. Hi, Doctor. I'm Nadiah, and I will continue with question number 3. In your opinion, why are the general managers of Sungai Emas Port Sdn Bhd and Marine Corps Sdn Bhd behaving in such a manner? Should Hafiz follow their suggestion? Based on the case, there are no issue arise from the Sungai Emas Port Sdn Bhd, but there's one issue arise from the Green Port Sdn Bhd. Okay, from the conversation happened between the Anita Osman and also the CFO Hafiz Hashim. She insists that and asked Hafiz to change the dragging cost because she said Hafiz erroneously calculate them because she say the dragging cost of the navigation the dragging cost expenditure for the vessel to enter the exit from the port are crucial, and it should take for every 3 or 5 years intervals. Okay, in the conversation also, she also said to Hafiz, the cost is need to be amortized because she thinks that when we amortize the cost, so it will enhance the company profit and also it indirectly improve the KPI of the top management level. And for the next question is, should Hafiz follow the Anita Osman suggestion? From our group answers, we think that Hafiz the dragging cost should be amortized because she believes when the costs are amortized, the cost amortized can improve in many sectors. As mentioned before, it can enhance the profit and also the KPIs of top management. And one of the amortizations concept is the capital is spreading of out the capital capital expenses in for tangible assets in a specific amount over their useful life. So when by doing that, it will increase the productivity of the green port operations and increase the profit considerably. That's all for me, and I will pass for my next teammate.
Okay, thanks to Nadiah. Okay, based on the conversation between Hafiz and Lim Junyaw think that Hafiz's recommendation to pay dividend is not a good idea because he believed that the cash that they had spent to generate income on a fund investment are really better in improving the company profit. Besides, he also take into the consideration about market analysis worldwide, look for profit, ranking of companies and his performance review. Okay, should Hafiz follow Lim Junyaw's suggestion? Okay, a company that is still growing rapidly usually will not pay dividend because it wants to invest as much as possible into a further growth. Okay, as we all know, once the company start to give dividend for the particular year, the next year it might also need to do the same thing if the company profit arise. Thus, in our opinion, Hafiz should follow Lim Junyaw suggestion that consider all the future high returns which might impact the company reputation itself and in a long run.
Okay, thank you very much for my previous colleagues for giving the introduction and also explanation for question 1, 2, and 3. Now I'm going to proceed to question number 4. What actions can be taken to improve the future performance of Marine Corp and its 2 subsidiaries? Prepare a report of your recommendation to be presented to the chairman of the board. Talking about improving the future performance, the management of Marine Corp and also its subsidiary must think wisely from both internal and external aspects and the sustainable development of the company by applying the relevant theories and strategy. Therefore, based on the theory that we have learned from the first semester until now, we have identified and also suggested to Marine Corp and its two subsidiaries for few theories and also strategy planning in order to improve their performance. First of all, by thinking about strategy management, they can apply SWOT analysis and TOS and metrics. As we know that SWOT analysis stands for strength, weaknesses, opportunity, and threats. SWOT analysis help the company to identify the internal and external environment for them to understand what happened inside and also outside their company. They also help the company, meaning that help Marine Corp and its subsidiary to identify what is good to maintain and what is the poor to implement changes. Once the attribute or the factors of SWOT analysis have been identified, they can proceed to TOS metrics. TOS metric is made up of the factors and attributes of SWOT metrics. For example, SO stands for strength and opportunity, WO weaknesses and opportunity, ST is strength and threat, and WT is weaknesses and threat. This TOS metric help the company to create, to compare, and to choose the best strategy for their future performance. SO meaning that the company, Marine Corp, can leverage the strength by maximizing the opportunity. WO meaning that they can solve the company weaknesses by exploring the opportunity. ST meaning that they can leverage the strength by they can leverage the trend in order to solve the threat. The last one is counter both weaknesses and threat. Next strategy that can be implemented by Marine Corp and its subsidiary is marketing area. They should think about the marketing area by implement the PESTA analysis. What we study about PESTA analysis is it stands for political, economic, social, technological, environmental, and legal. This analysis is to understand the external influence on company, meaning that it relates to macroeconomic factors. For example, based on the case, Hafiz was in a dilemma that whether economic earning or the profit should be used to analyze the financial performance, so that they can use PESTA analysis to understand the external person, what is the regulation, what is their stand for both criteria. This PESTA analysis also linked to a close relationship with SWOT and TOS, because once the PESTA analysis attribute political, economy, social, technology, environment, and legal have been identified, all the information can be used to identify the weaknesses and threat of SWOT. That is all from me. Next, I will pass to my colleague to explain the two others action.
Okay, the next action can be done by Marine Corp and its subsidiary to improve their future performance is by creating the balance scorecard. Balance scorecard is used as a measurement tool to measure how does the company progress toward achieving its strategic goals. Okay, there have a four perspective in the balance scorecard, which is financial perspective, customers perspective, internal business process perspective, and learning and growth perspective. Okay, for the financial perspective, it refers to quantitative benchmark which based on the figure that can obtain from the financial report. Then for the customer perspective, the three companies should always try hard to meet their client expectation and satisfaction, which might change from time to the time. Okay, the internal business process perspective is about what type of business process that Marine Corp and its subsidiary must excel in order to satisfy the shareholder and customer. Okay, the learning and growth perspective, it is about the ability and innovation which indicate whether the company are capable for continuous improvement and growth in a dynamic environment. Okay, next, next is about concerning stakeholder welfare. That another area Marine Corp and its subsidiary should focus more. Okay, in this case, the problem that faced by Marine Corp is difficult in attracting and retain qualified professionals. So, in our opinion, Marine Corp and its subsidiaries should increase their employee salary scale. This is because due to unstable economic conditions, people are seeking for a job that offer high payment so that they could survive in their life. The other issue that occurs is Hafiz, the CEO of um, Marine Corps Neighborhood, has recommended to the board to pay dividend to its shareholder. But Lee Chong-wei, the general manager, Marine Corps, doesn't think it is as a good idea because it will affect the cash resources. So we suggest that payment of dividend uh, not only done by using the cash basis, but also there is another opinion such as stock dividend. The general manager can consider this option because shareholders are seeking in earning income from the investment. In conclusion, Marine Corp Neighborhood performed the best among the three companies, and Greenport Neighborhood has destroyed the best. Regarding cost, we capitalized to indicate the cost has been determined to be capital expenditure over the useful life and dividend payment should not make to shareholder as to invest for future growth purpose. Okay. Lastly, we suggest that some action to be taken for future improvement to the Marine Corp and its subsidiary, which is SWOT analysis, tools, metric, tester, and balance scorecard. Okay, that's all for us. Thank you.